An Inspector Calls, a classic play that has been a staple of English literature classes for years. It's a story about a wealthy family who is visited by an inspector who questions them about their involvement in the death of a young woman. But despite its popularity, a lot of students really struggle to analyse the plot and understand the plot of An Inspector Calls, and they create so many errors that cost them so many marks in their GCSE English exam. So here are the top plot errors that your student is making for An Inspector Calls for GCSE English. Hi guys and welcome, this is Natalie Chalmer from Chalmer Tuition. I hope you guys are all well and you're having a fantastic day today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel and click on that notification bell so you'll be the first ones to know when I have my next video. So we're looking at An Inspector Calls and looking at the plot errors. The plot is the highlight of the story and a lot of students really struggle to grasp it. So if your teenager is doing An Inspector Calls for GCSE English on the AQA paper, this is the video for you. Plot number 1, forgetting about the time shifts. An Inspector Calls is not told in chronological order. The play begins in 1912, but the inspector's arrival in the story triggers a series of time shifts that take us back to events that happened before that year. So it's important for them to keep track on the time and the timeline during An Inspector Calls in the play. Plot error number 2, misunderstanding the identity of the inspector. Many of my students make this error where they think the inspector is a police officer, but as it unravels, he is a symbolic figure that represents morality and justice, and he is there to hold the wealthy family, the Burling family, accountable for their actions of what happened to this mysterious girl that committed suicide. So it's really important that they understand this is a symbolic figure and not necessarily a police officer. Plot error number 3, focusing on the family's individual actions. This is not necessarily as important as the entire message of the play, and they have to remember, your teenager has to remember, it's not just about individual actions. And it's about the theme of the capitalist society and the socialist society. And there's a conflict between the two. And the Burlings represent that capitalist society, all about money and making more money and competitive businesses coming together and making more money. And just who suffers in that process? The poor. So it's that conflict of capitalism, the rise of capitalism, and that is more important than the individual actions of specific characters. So they have to remember that. They have to remember that this character that commits suicide is a symbol of the rise of capitalism and how the poor suffers through capitalism and through a rich and competitive society. And plot error number 4, not recognizing the importance of the girl's death. And we are talking about Eva Smith, the girl that supposedly committed suicide. And a lot of students tend to not realize how important this is and how symbolic this character is. So it's not necessarily about the individual, it's about the entire message. So what I talked about in plot error number 3, when it comes to the rise of capitalism and the conflict between socialists and capitalists, Eva Smith represents the working class, the socialist movement. She represents that group. This is entirely beyond just her individual character as Eva Smith. This is about every representation of a working class person. Priestley, who is the writer of the play, he was a socialist and he represents that as well. And thank you parents for tuning in, and if you have any questions and any comments regarding with An Inspector Calls or GCSE English for the AQA paper, please leave them down below and like, comment and subscribe. to this channel. If you need any further help for GCSE English, I have got a free writing checklist up for grabs that will help your teenager be able to structure their writing for their GCSE exams. Thank you guys, and remember, reach your full potential confidence. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.